5 vegetables, secretly increasing your stroke risk after 60. Picture this. You've just wrapped up what you thought was the perfect, heart-healthy lunch. We're talking a vibrant spinach salad, some perfectly roasted potato wedges, and, to top it all off, a tall glass of beet juice, like you're doing everything exactly right for your body. Yet unbeknownst to you, within mere hours, your blood vessels might actually be clamping down, your blood pressure could be jumping, and a tiny, insidious clot could be beginning its silent, dangerous march toward your brain. It's a scenario that, after 60, becomes far more common than many polite doctors are often willing to admit in casual conversation. New data, hot off the presses from the Journal of Vascular Medicine, paints a rather stark picture. Stroke hospitalizations can spike a significant 28% within just 2 days when seniors, like you or someone you care about, load up on certain everyday vegetables. Yes, you heard that right, everyday vegetables. This isn't about some exotic, obscure ingredient. This is about the very foods we've been told our whole lives are good for us. So, stick with me through this. By the time we're done, you won't just know which 5 veggies might be secretly working against you. You'll understand why the chemistry in your body flips after age 60, and, crucially, you'll have a dead simple list of swaps that can keep your arteries sliding smoothly, freely, and healthily well into your 90s. It's time to get real about what's on your plate. The post-60 switch. Here's the thing about hitting that big 6-0. Your body, bless its diligent heart, starts making some subtle but significant changes. One of the biggest, your kidney filtration capacity, that incredible waste management system, begins to drop by about 1% every single year once you blow out those 60 candles. Now, what does that really mean for you? It means natural plant compounds, those perfectly harmless substances that once just slid right out of your system in your urine, now tend to linger a bit longer. But it's not just your kidneys. We're also dealing with arteries that are naturally stiffening over time, a slow but steady rise in baseline inflammation throughout the body, and let's be honest, many seniors are also taking blood-thinning medications. When you combine these factors, reduced filtration, stiffer arteries, inflammation, and medication interactions, yesterday's seemingly superfood can, unfortunately, become today's unsuspecting stroke trigger. I want to be absolutely clear, the vegetables we're about to discuss are not inherently bad foods. Not at all. They simply possess qualities that can, shall we say, outsmart an aging vascular system if we ignore crucial factors like proper portion sizes, specific preparation methods, or smart food pairings. So let's keep that nuance firmly in mind. This isn't about fear-mongering. It's simply about understanding the facts and making informed choices for your health. Potato products. Let's kick things off with a true American classic, a beloved side dish found on countless plates, the humble potato. Now, I know what you're thinking. A potato? How can that be a problem? Well, here's the catch. A single medium-sized baked potato, especially when eaten hot, can shoot glucose into your bloodstream faster than even table sugar. Think about that for a second. After 60, these repeated rapid sugar surges aren't just about managing blood sugar. They actually inflame the delicate endothelium, that incredibly thin, Teflon-like lining of your arteries. This inflammation is a massive precursor to arterial damage and, ultimately, clot formation. A rather eye-opening 2022 Mayo Clinic review actually tied each extra daily serving of high glycemic vegetables, and potatoes definitely fall into that category, to a 12% higher ischemic stroke risk in patients over 60. That's a significant jump for something so seemingly innocuous. The fix here isn't total avoidance, because who wants to live in a world without potatoes? No, the strategy is smart damage control. Try eating them cool, not piping hot. Why? Because cooling cooked potatoes transforms some of their starch into resistant starch, which blunts that sharp glucose spike. Always keep the skin on for that valuable fiber, which also helps slow absorption. Limit your portion to a sensible half cup, not a whole mountain. And here's a pro tip. Always pair your potatoes with healthy fats, like a drizzle of olive oil or some omega-3 rich salmon. These healthy fats further slow down glucose absorption, turning a potential foe into a manageable friend. Raw spinach. Spinach, the poster child for healthy greens, often wears a gleaming health halo, and for good reason. It's packed with nutrients. But here's where the plot thickens, especially for those of us over 60. A single raw cup of spinach delivers a whopping 600 milligrams of oxalates. For youthful, robust kidneys, that's often trivial. They just flush it right out. But at 65, with that declining kidney function we talked about, those oxalates can begin to crystallize. Imagine microscopic sandpaper, gently but persistently nicking the delicate walls of your blood vessels, inviting inflammation and making it easier for clots to form. I recall a case in my clinic, a 74-year-old woman who, in her admirable quest for health, was diligently drinking a daily spinach smoothie. After about 6 months of this routine, she woke up one morning feeling incredibly dizzy. An MRI revealed she'd suffered a lacunar stroke. We soon discovered her INR, a measure of blood clotting time, was sky high. Why? Because the massive vitamin K load from her daily spinach habit was intensely interacting with her warfarin, a common blood-thinning medication. For her, spinach, in that quantity and raw form, became a serious antagonist. The safer route: steam it. And here's the crucial part: discard the water. This simple step can drop the oxalate content by about 40%. Then stick to a more moderate intake, perhaps 1 cup, cooked about 3 times a week, rather than a daily concentrated dose. Beets, particularly in their juiced form, have garnered immense praise, especially among younger athletes, for their potent nitric oxide boosting capabilities. And yes, nitric oxide is fantastic for cardiovascular health, promoting vasodilation. However, the very same nitrates that offer this benefit can, in an aging lower acid stomach, convert into nitrites and then, more problematically, into nitrosamines. This chemical transformation is a concern because nitrosamines are known to constrict cerebral arteries, the blood vessels leading to your brain, and can significantly amplify your overall clotting risk. This risk is particularly heightened when combined with common post-60 PPI, proton pump inhibitor drugs, which further reduce stomach acid and inadvertently create a more favorable environment for nitrosamine formation. A compelling UK study involving a significant cohort of 11,000 seniors found that consuming just 250 milliliters of beet juice daily, that's roughly 1 cup, was associated with a 19% increase in stroke events. That's a statistic that certainly makes you rethink that morning beet juice shot, doesn't it? If you genuinely love the earthy, robust taste of beets, don't despair. You don't have to give them up entirely. Instead, roast whole beets. Roasting changes their chemical structure and makes them a much safer option. Enjoy half a small roasted beet, perhaps twice weekly, but skip the concentrated juice shots. And here's another smart move. Add vitamin C-rich foods like kiwi or citrus to your meal. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant that can actually help block the formation of those troublesome nitrosamines. Canned tomatoes. Now let's talk about tomatoes. Tomatoes themselves are absolutely not the villain here. In fact, they're packed with beneficial lycopene. The real culprit in this case is often the can lining. We're talking about bisphenol A or BPA, a chemical that can leach into acidic foods like tomato sauce within just a few months of storage. And it doesn't stop there. Studies show the concentration of BPA can actually double within the first year of storage. Why should this concern you? Because BPA is a known disruptor. It hammers arterial flexibility, making your blood vessels stiffer and less responsive. And it's a significant spark for hypertension or high blood pressure, which is a prime driver of stroke risk. Consider this: seniors who reported eating canned tomato soup more than once a week showed systolic blood pressures, the top number in your reading, an average of 7 points higher than those who rarely consumed canned tomato products. 7 points might not sound like a lot, but over time, consistently elevated pressure significantly increases your stroke odds. The good news is, avoiding this particular risk is incredibly straightforward. Opt for tomatoes packaged in glass jars or Tetra Paks, which are typically BPA-free. Better yet, simmer your own fresh tomato sauce from scratch. It's often tastier, and you control every ingredient. And here's a little secret: add a splash of lemon juice to your homemade sauce. Not only does it brighten the flavor, but the vitamin C helps keep that beneficial lycopene bioavailable, all without the unwelcome plastic hit. Pickled daikon. Moving across the globe, let's consider pickled daikon radish, a popular and often delicious staple in Japanese cuisine. While many traditional Japanese dietary habits are celebrated for their health benefits, this particular preparation carries a stealthy, potent punch. Just 1 cup of pickled daikon can deliver over 1,000 milligrams of sodium. That's a massive salt load, and here's what it does in your body. It aggressively yanks water into your blood vessels, which immediately raises your blood pressure and puts immense stress on the fragile microvessels in your brain. Now combine that high sodium with the high fiber, low water state of the radish itself, and you get a bolus that can significantly spike blood viscosity. Think of it like the difference between pouring ketchup versus water. Thicker blood flows less smoothly and is much more prone to clotting. This is a critical factor in elevating your clot risk, especially when those brain microvessels are already under pressure. The traditional Japanese diet is indeed often praised for its balance and lower rates of cardiovascular disease. So how can you enjoy pickled daikon without the worry? A simple trick: rinse the slices thoroughly under cold running water for about 30 seconds. This can remove approximately 30% of the surface sodium. Limit your serving to just 2 thin slices, perhaps twice a week, and always chase it with a large glass of water. To further blunt that pressure jab, pair it with potassium-rich foods like avocado, which helps counteract the effects of sodium. Okay, so we've talked about some of the potential pitfalls, but now for the really good news, the empowering part. Making just a few simple, strategic swaps in your weekly rotation can dramatically drop your stroke odds by as much as 14%. This isn't about deprivation, it's about intelligent substitution. First up, let's talk about steamed broccoli. This cruciferous powerhouse is low in oxalates, so no worries about kidney issues there. It's also rich in a different kind of vitamin K, one that works with, not against, your blood-thinning medications. So steam it lightly to preserve its nutrients and enjoy its protective benefits. Second on our rescue list are blueberries, especially the wild varieties. These tiny fruit bombs are absolutely packed with anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that do wonders for strengthening capillary walls and improving microvascular health. They're like tiny little architects, shoring up the delicate infrastructure of your blood vessels. And finally, don't forget the incredible power of oily fish. Think 2 palm-sized servings a week of sardines, mackerel, or wild salmon. These deliver a potent dose of omega-3 fatty acids, which are superstars at keeping your platelets slippery and less prone to clumping, all without dangerously thinning your blood like some medications. Build your meals around these heroes, make them the stars of your plate, and treat those 5 potentially problematic vegetables we discussed earlier as occasional cherished guests, not daily staples. It's about smart choices, not sacrifice. If you've learned something genuinely new, something that makes you look at your plate a little differently, then please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below telling me which veggie surprised you the most. And seriously, share this video with a friend or family member who you know is still guzzling beet juice for heart health or piling their plate with those hot potato wedges. This information could genuinely change someone's health trajectory. Ultimately, the power here isn't in avoidance or fear, it's in knowledge. After 60, your arteries, those vital highways of your body, absolutely play by a stricter set of rules. But once you understand that playbook, once you know to cool your potatoes, steam your spinach, roast your beets, choose jarred tomatoes, and rinse your pickles, you regain control. They're small, intelligent tweaks to your daily habits, and they promise an incredibly big payoff. Fewer clots, a sharper, more vibrant brain, and the precious gift of longer independence. I'm Dr. Allen, reminding you that age is truly just a number, but that number gets better, more vibrant, and more fulfilling when your plate intelligently supports the vessel code. See you next week for more Straight Talk Senior Science that truly makes a difference.